Hi, this is a review of He-Man and Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Ram Man, Heroic Human Battering Ram. Yes, another Filmation style version of a classic figure. This is of one of the earliest figures in the original line that came out, and one of the original characters from the Filmation cartoon as well. Ram Man, his purpose is to use his head. I mean that in a more literal way. I already have the vintage style version of Ram Man from the Origins line, but this is a more simplistic version since the Filmation versions are more simplistic looking. But it shows in the back here. This is from the episode, The House of Chakotay, that two-part episode that was part of, I believe, season 1. Because here it shows Ram Man trying to ram his way in, but being sucked in by the Chakotay idol. And as you can see, this is where Ram Man and Stanlin, the apprentice of Eternia archaeologist Malekitha, are being sucked in by this Chakotay idol. Yeah, in the Filmation cartoon, Rayman was always kind of portrayed as a simple-minded man, but good-hearted man. He does come off as kind of a clod, but with the armor he has and the way he uses his head, he is quite effective in battle. Whether it's a battle against Skeletor or against really anything. So let's not waste any time. Let's get Ram Man unpackaged and let's see what he's all about. Alright, we're back. Here he is in all his hard-headed glory. Here's Ram Man. He just comes with the one accessory that I mentioned. He does not come with his vintage style version that came out in Origins. Came with 2 weapons, his signature X, plus another version of the X. But this comes with no weapons, probably because he didn't use any weapons in the Filmation cartoon. It does come with, as I mentioned, this House of Chakotay idol. I don't really know what you can do with this. I mean, I guess you use it for a Halloween mask, maybe. Or I don't even know if anybody can hold it. But yeah, I mean, it's just an accessory that's just part of an episode. Here he is. As he appeared in the Filmation cartoon. His head feels really loose. It moves left and right, up and down. It's hindered a little bit by this armor piece, but his arms move. Oh, it's not hindered by these shoulder pads. But this armor piece is very loose. Oh yeah, I guess you can take it off. You can take it off easily. And you can probably take off his... Yeah, you could take off his head. Just like that. And there's the ball joint his head's on. But, I mean, objective isn't to... But I better just put his head back on. And his armor. Anyway, his joints are very stiff. The elbow hardly moves. Even his wrist is stiff, but he still twists at the torso, and his legs don't move very much. And I can't even hardly find any movement in his knee, but he still swivels at the boot, and His big old clodhoppers move up and down and barely pivot at the ankle. So yeah, and another gripe I have about this is that it doesn't have any action features. I mean, the vintage style one at least had the feature where you push it down and you push it back up and he springs up, but this doesn't have that. You know, this is just meant for display purposes, obviously. I think they should have at least given him an action feature, or maybe giving him like a Filmation style of one of his trademark weapons, like the axe that he always came with in earlier versions. But he's still nice to have. He's still a nice addition to the Filmation style heroic line. Let's compare him with the old vintage style version that came out earlier in the Origins line. As you can see, he's got here. He's a vintage style version. He's got more detail, obviously, and he's just a little bit shorter. But he's got his two weapons, as I mentioned, and he does have the action feature. Or since this version didn't come with any weapons, and since he's got two open hands, let's see how he looks with the vintage style version weapons in his hands. Yeah, this will work. Yeah, as long as they fit in his hands. Well, kind of. Here he is, holding the weapons of his vintage style self in his hands. Well, this could have fit a little better, but here, let's try this. Well, they kind of fit. Here's what I have so far in the Filmation style Heroic Warrior lineup, excluding Prince Adam and Cringer, because you can't have Prince Adam and Cringer whenever He-Man's around, because Prince Adam is He-Man. But anyway, yeah, I got Teela, Ramman, and Stratos. And I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.